My name is Bruce Gilbert. We farm at Lower House Farm, Cannon-Froome, Ledbury. We are approximately a 300 hectare farm. 220 hectares of that is combinable cropping and the rest of it is orchards and grass. We establish Wester walls and perennial ryegrass, a 50-50 split in the last week in August, first week in September, and that then is grazed with about approximately 1,000 sheep prior to establishing the spring crops. The reason we've done this is basically it helps with workload and it gives us a chance to put nutrients back in the ground, and it's a good way of cleaning up any black grass that we have on the farm. We're spending less on chemicals, less on fertilizers, so it's a win-win situation really. We're now in year 7 of our agreements with SOYL. So we're managing our P&K, our nitrogens, our limes, everything is done through them. So we tell them how much muck we're putting on, we then get a report back, and that helps us to make a better decision. 4 years ago, we were probably buying somewhere in the region of about 5 to 6 lorry loads of fertilizer a year. And when it was sort of like, £200 a tonne or £150 a tonne, you didn't really notice it. But obviously that's crept up to 300, 400, and then the last few years it went silly to sort of 800 or 900. So we thought, well, this is not sustainable. How are we going to, we've got to change our plans of what we're doing. So we've basically done a straw for muck swap with 3 local farms up to sort of 10 miles away. We import approximately 12 to 1,500 tonnes of FYM and chicken litter. Probably 3 years ago, our chicken litter we were probably putting on 600 to 700 tonnes. That's probably come down to this year, probably in the region of 300 tonnes. So we've half the amount of chicken muck that we're putting on in 2 years, and replacing that with more FYM, which is a less leachable product and a more manageable product. And also, because we're now measuring how much nutrients are in the soil, we're having to put less on as well. It's not perfect. We don't get it right all of the time, but we're finding that with the grass as well, the grass is putting nutrients back into the soil, putting fibre back into the soil, and when you have 1,000 sheep on the farm as well, they're helping to increase the fertility as well by eating the grass and the manure. So the reason we've gone from winter muck to spring muck application is predominantly we're on wet Herefordshire clay, and we're surrounded by rivers and drains and the canals and everything on the farm. We were finding that as the weather climate is changing, that we put it on, we get an absolute deluge like we've just had, and the majority of it, to be fair, is just gone. So by the time the crop actually needs it in February time or March time, it's gone. Whereas with the spring application, you have got to be careful with your timings and getting it on right with your tram lines and stuff. But we're finding that the crop takes it up when it's wanting it. It's there straight away. So you get a little hit straight away, and then you'll get another hit in 6 weeks. With the chicken muck last year, we had an incident basically where we were reported to a body for allegedly spreading muck on the river. Took the sort of approach, rightly or wrongly, that we thought the contract honest driver knew. Oh, well, they've been doing it for so long, they know not to go that close to the ditch. But I think, to be fair to the guy, he was turning out to turn in, so it wasn't deliberate. It was just, as he was turning, he didn't turn it off. So it was just a slip. We discussed it with the contractor afterwards, and we made him clear of our legal responsibilities, but actually his responsibilities as well. He doesn't necessarily need to understand all the ins and outs, but just say, be more aware, okay, is there a water courser there, 6 metre margin, 8 metre margin, is there a dry ditch there? I should stay away 6 metres, 12 metres away from that. So I think he's more aware of it, and his operator is more aware of it as well now, whereas before they weren't. And also I think that as a result of that, we're probably better at making sure that they're aware of the situation as well. With putting grass and muck into the rotation, we're sort of finding that we're evening out the balances. This with SOYL and the soil, we're sort of trying to sort of have a mixture of both of grass and sheep and fibre plus targeted inputs. The next step in our journey with reduced cultivations, we're still going to plough because we need to, but the rest of the time, like all of our crops this year have been established with this. This is the next generation of Claydon drills. It's an evolution 4-metre drill with discs in the front, legs and tines. The idea with this in the soil structure is that with the introduction of the grass and the less cultivations, we're already probably halfway there. So it's not a big step to go down the zero-till route. We know we've already been doing it over a number of years with our reduced cultivation, so it was an easy step for us to make to do this. It's not a panacea. It won't do everything. With the cover crops, the sheep and everything, the fibres are in there, so we'll have less ripping to do. The soil structure will be better.